Do you feel like it's not spiritual to make money? Do you feel like you won't be a good person if you get wealthy or even rich? Then this Lana TV episode is for you. Let's break through all of these upper limits and establish what true wealth is and how you can be living a life of unlimited potential emotionally and financially. Do you feel the tension between spirituality and financial abundance? That's a common topic of discussion in the conscious circles. For me, I have had a long journey with this, and I want to share a little bit about my journey and then talk about where I am now and what you can learn from it, what you can take away from it. I'd love to have a discussion about it. So I grew up really poor, and in communism, of course, rich people were not good. That's the whole premise of communism, is to divide everything you have evenly. Of course, there are epic fails in the way that communism was implemented all over the world, including Russia. And the truth is, I love the American way where you can create anything that you want, that the opportunities abound, and really the only limits that you set are your own. The background that I have, the cultural background that I have, for a while really prevented me from feeling like having wealth was something truly good or desirable, because I felt that maybe I would become greedy or self-absorbed, or I would somehow not be as respectable, or I think at its core, not feeling connected to the people around me. And this, even up to this day, has been a journey for me to realize that having more money doesn't actually change anything. That having a nicer house doesn't actually change anything. It doesn't have to change me as a person. And if anything, it can amplify who I already am and what I already have. And so I want to talk about a few ways that you can ask yourself these questions and do some inquiry so that you can bust through any limits that you have, self-imposed limits about achieving financial abundance in any way that you believe it might negatively impact you. First, let's start at the very, very basic. I believe that we have come here to self-realize. Money is energy like everything else. It is not good or bad. It is simply neutral. How you use money, how you look at it, how you approach it is what's going to color it in whatever way that you want to. You could be poor and feeling poor. You can be rich and feeling poor. Both are feeling poor. You can use your money for good. You can use your money for no good, no matter what income level you are at. So it really isn't about quantity. It is about quality. So my suggestion number one is, how do you look at money? How do you value money? Do you honor it? I remember somebody telling me a couple of years ago that she put $100 bills on her altar, and I thought, oh, why would you? Like, money, it's like dirty. I was raised to believe that money is dirty. It's not something that you honor. And so I don't remember if it was that person or someone else dared me to do this exercise, not just put money on my altar, but actually take $100 bill and to smell it, to look at it, to tell it that it's beautiful, to tell it how much I love it. I mean, that was a whole level of extreme of honoring money that I never even imagined I'd get to. But to be honest, I realized that if there's anything that I deem as bad, why would life bring me more of it? And I had understood at that point that money enables me to do more of the things I love. Money enables me to spread the love that I have, to share the joy that I have, to maximize all of the things that I love. So I realized I wanted more money, but yet if I looked at it as a dirty thing that doesn't deserve to be on an altar, that I don't want to be smelling and appreciating, why would life bring me more? So first, how do you look at money? Do you honor it? Or do you look at it as something like a necessary evil, if you will? Number two is, do you believe that you would somehow change if you changed your financial situation? What do you think would happen if you won the lottery tomorrow? And there came a point in my life that I realized that money wouldn't change anything. So I decided I wanted to feel good and I wanted to do the things I wanted to do, whether I had money or not. That the decision to do that came first, and all of the resources would be figured out later. Now, I know lots of people say, well, how do you do that? it's really deciding that I'm worth it. It's deciding not necessarily to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars that I don't have on something, but it's deciding that I deserve to feel that feeling. So if I want to, for example, feel more empowered, I may spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on some kind of special experience, or I could just decide that I want to feel empowered whether I have the hundreds of thousands of dollars or not. So it's really a decision. And at that point, I realized that the money doesn't change how I feel. It doesn't give me more choices or freedom because I've already taken that for myself. I've already established the ways that I wanted to feel, whether that's loved, supported, worthy, deserving, whatever it is. And that might look slightly different when I had $1,000 in my bank account versus when I had $10,000 or $100,000 in my bank account, but the feeling was the same. And at that point, money became fun. It was just like, well, the more the better, and let's go have fun with it. I'm not feeling attached to it. It comes and goes very easily for me. And so there isn't a big qualitative difference. So the two ways that I want you to start thinking about money is A, do you value, do you honor, do you respect, do you even maybe idolize money in its purest sense, like you idolize love or children or whatever it may be? If yes, then you are well on your way to great abundance. If no, work through some of those blocks. Check out my online courses, read some books about it. Barbara Stanny's book, Overcoming Under-Earning, is an amazing resource for that. Anthony Robbins just came out with a book, Master the Money Game, I believe. There are lots of resources for you besides the things that I offer. And number two, take a look and check in with yourself about how you think you would change whether you had more money or not. What do you think would be the difference? And then decide that you're going to be that, whatever it is that you think you would be if you had more money. More confident, more decisive maybe, more powerful, have more choices, whatever it is. Decide that you have the ability to live that now in whatever capacity that it looks like in your life at this point. And then watch as more money flows in, but it doesn't actually change anything. It just amplifies all of the things that you already feel. And that's true abundance. To feel like anything that you want can flow into your life in whatever shape or way that it wants to come in. And if it's in the form of money, great. If it's in the form of resources, if it's in the form of laughter and joy and magic, great. You're open to it all. And that is what I want to close it with, that money is as good of a thing to focus as anything else to go to the path of self-realization, to become your fullest potential. And I do believe that our bodies, our financial bodies, our emotional bodies, our psychological bodies, energetic bodies, they're all interconnected. So at whatever level you want to work at, you really can expend all of you through working through any of those limits or blocks or whatever. So I hope that you will share with me, what are some of your challenges with money? Is it tough for you to imagine honoring money or making love to your money, you know, to put it on an altar? Do you really believe that something will drastically change in your life if you had more financial resources? I would love to know how I can support you in continuing to answer any questions in this arena, because truly, anything that you want is possible. I went from being a poor kid in Siberia to coming to the US as an immigrant, working through this American dream, leaving all of that, going through my crazy quarter life crisis, running through my savings, getting in debt, to now be at a place I'm not ridiculously rich, not yet anyway, but I am open to all of the abundance that's flowing in, and it really is flowing in so generously. And I want you to have that experience so that we can be more self-fulfilled, more self-realized versions of ourselves. Thank you so much for watching Lana TV, the place where you go from I have a vision to I have arrived. Let's make it rain. Woohoo! Thank you for watching. Many blessings.